Hello and welcome back to another interesting session and also the important session called as what is metadata. So when we are learning about data warehouse, right, it is very important to learn about what is metadata and which plays a very important role in data warehousing concepts. So all right, so what is metadata? The name metadata suggests some high-level technological concept. However, it is quite simple also. Metadata is data about a data which defines the data warehouse. The data that is used to represent other data is also known as a metadata. For example, the index of a book serves as a metadata for the contents in the book. So you have a book and you have an index. In that index, you have different topics, right? So on which page each topic is available or which page the topic is going to be started within the book. So that kind of index is nothing but a metadata for the data warehouse. This directory helps the decision support system to locate the contents of a data warehouse. Please pay attention. The directory that helps the decision support system to locate the contents of a data warehouse. Then, what for this metadata used? So it is used for building, maintaining, and managing the data warehouse. So in the data warehouse architecture, metadata plays a very important role as it specifies the source of the data and how this data has been used, and what are its values and features of the data warehousing data. So it also defines how data can be changed and processed. It is closely connection to the data warehouse. So let me demonstrate a quick example on so how a line one of the row or a line in the sales database may contain. As you can see here, there is a number called 4030, KJ732, and 299.90. So unless and until I know there's something called model number, sales agent ID, total sales amount, so this particular section of this slide does not make any sense. So the metadata is basically which is essential ingredient in the transformation of the data into knowledge. So what is metadata? So the model number, sales agent ID, and the total sales amount is nothing but the metadata for the data which is available at the data warehouse. So I hope you understand this, so how exactly the metadata plays a role, a very important role within the data warehouse. Let's move on. So the metadata helps to answer some of the important questions. So those questions are like, what tables, the attributes, and the keys does the data warehouse contain? Where did the data come from? I mean about the source details basically. How many times do the data get reloaded? Frequency of the data loading. That is like weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. The the data has been loaded. That's the frequency of the data loading. What transformations were applied with the cleansing effort? I mean business and the data roles. So these are some of the questions where the metadata has an answer. Metadata can be classified into following categories. One is technical metadata. This kind of metadata contains information about warehouse which is used by the data warehouse designer and administrator. This is highly for technical people who works on the data warehouse. That means they are the designers and architectures and the administrators. Business metadata. This kind of metadata contains detail that gives end users a way easy to understand the information stored in the data warehouse. That means if I'm a business user, so if I want to relate the data within the database, how it's been stored, then I refer to the metadata available, which is called as business metadata. This is a very important the aspect or a concept within the data warehouse, please understand it carefully or thoroughly. I hope you enjoyed this session. I will see you in the next topic. Thank you.